You ever stared at a maths question in an exam and completely gone blank? Even though you've done your revision, you've copied all of the examples from the textbook, but nothing looks familiar. I know exactly how frustrating this can be, and this is because you are revising the wrong way. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix this problem and teach you the frameworks I taught one of my students that went from a grade 5 to a grade 8 in just 6 months of working with me. This framework has 4 steps, and the part that really helped him the most, I'm going to show you at the end of the video when we break this down. My name is Kian, and if you are a student or a parent of a student that wants to get a grade 7, 8 or 9 in GCSE Maths, this is the only YouTube channel that is going to give you proven elite strategies on how to do that. I help students break through that middle zone and get into the top 1% of students. Most students are taught that revision looks like writing notes, copying examples, or looking through PowerPoints. But that's not the case. This method makes you feel like you're learning, but in reality you're not, because it's passive and not active. It's called the illusion of competence. Now take a look at this whiteboard that I've made for you. Step 1 is passive learning. This is where students come to me, where they feel like they're actually learning, but all they're doing is copying down examples and watching the teacher just write down questions on the whiteboard and work through them for the student. Now, it might feel productive, but it's not actually engaging your brain, and this is what I call passive learning. The second step is active retrieval, and this is where I get students to actively work through questions in their own time and struggle through them. The reason I want them to struggle through them and put them in the deep end is because the best way to learn in maths is by learning from mistakes and keep going through questions and keep doing the reps and learning from every mistake that you've made. So therefore, when it comes to the final questions in the exam paper, you'll know exactly how to solve them. The third step is feedback loops, and this is where the students take a red pen or a green pen and write down their mistakes on a separate piece of paper and go through their corrections. This is where they can understand exactly where they're getting the questions wrong, and so they can fix this mistake for the future. And step number 4 is when they are most confident, is the active form of learning. This is where the students are actively going through exam questions, writing the questions down, solving them under time conditions, and solving them on their own accord. This is where the student learns the most. Adrien came to me at step 1 and he felt like he was revising very hard. But the problem is he was revising from the textbook, copying examples, and just reading through PowerPoints. He genuinely just thought he wasn't a maths person, but I had to tell him that wasn't the case. He was just revising the way that school told him to. But the truth is, teachers don't have the time to teach each individual student in a class because you have 15 or 20 students. They can't cater to each individual student and their strengths and weaknesses. So to save time, teachers just do a general teaching of the topic and don't actually cater to those students who need specific help. So I trained Adrien to start revising differently, start working smarter, not harder, through active learning, through past paper questions, going straight into the deep end, struggling through questions by himself and continually doing so and marking them and finding his correction, finding the mistakes he would make over and over again. And that's how he learned, and that's how he became so successful at maths. 6 months later, Adrien didn't just move from a grade 5 to a grade 6. No, he went to a grade 8. And that's just because I taught him the exact framework of how to revise smart in maths. I remember the day before the exam, he said he's so excited for the paper. And 6 months ago, we would never have thought he would say something like that. It's because I instilled so much confidence in him and he instilled that in himself, that he knew exactly how the paper was going to look and exactly what he needed to do well. So if there's one thing I want you to remember from this video, you don't get better at maths by watching it. You get better by struggling through it. Now, if you're a student or a parent of a student entering year 10 or 11 in September, I have opened up my GCSE Maths Mastery program that starts week commencing September 1st. And this is to ensure we can bridge that gap for you and also to ensure that you do reach your full potential and get those grades 7s, 8s, and potentially 9s if you want to be in that top 1%. If you want a bit more information and want to learn more about who I am and what I can do for you and your family, then click the link in the description below and book in a call with me. We can come up with a plan and I can let you know how I want to be involved in that plan. But remember, I only want to take calls with you if you are serious and committed to get started right away. Most students are stuck at copying examples and learning absolutely nothing because of their revision techniques. And if you want to get to a stage where you are feeling extremely confident and almost excited for maths exams, we can bridge this gap together. So book in that call with me and let's work now.